Hey everyone, I'm Birdy Assassin and this is the Daily Drop number 92. So there's more news on the Activision Blizzard deal for Xbox and it's not great. At the same time, it's also kind of funny. Now we've heard about some of the shareholders for Activision Blizzard actually trying to stop the deal because they weren't informed. I call bullshit on that. It seems that some senators in America are trying to stop the deal and telling the FTC to put a stop to it. But it's not because it's going to monopolize anything or anything like that. You know, the things that the FTC actually look for and the reasons why they would stop it. No, these senators actually want to stop the deal for things that the FTC has no power over. So it seems that Bernie Sanders and 3 other US senators have actually raised concerns about the deal, and it's because they think that Microsoft will actually make it worse. Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, Cory Booker, and Sheldon Whitehouse, what a name for a senator, Sheldon Whitehouse, Jesus, have all told the Wall Street Journal they think that the impact of Microsoft taking over Activision Blizzard will have a very damaging effect on the workers there. Have you guys had like any freaking sense of what's been happening at Activision Blizzard? No one could make it worse. They actually sent a letter to the FTC that actually explained their views on it, and as much as it doesn't really make sense, there is a few things that, you know, can be quoted from it, such as, workers at Activision Blizzard, following years of rampant sexual misconduct and discrimination and unfair labor practices, great grammar there, have led calls for greater transparency and accountability in the gaming industry. And we are deeply concerned that this acquisition could further disenfranchise these workers and prevent their voices from being heard. If you actually go into Glassdoor, which is like an open source rating system for like places where people work, and you look up Microsoft, they are like the top of the top. They're at 98%. Their CEO is at 99% for CEO satisfaction by the workers. This isn't an industry thing. This is actually done by workers and people that have previously been employed there, where Activision's is one of the worst. So how are they going to prevent their voices from being heard? Microsoft employees are some of the most outspoken in the tech industry because that's what Microsoft wants. So the other reason why these senators don't want the deal to go through is because they think that the deal will actually protect Bobby Kotick and allow him to not be held for accountability for what's been happening in Activision, which, you know, some companies have done that in the past. It's not Microsoft's thing. They've already said blatantly in public that he's gone as soon as they take over. He is fired. And I know there's other ways that he can be protected by this takeover, like if he just gets fired and has to pay severance, then technically he doesn't work at the company anymore, so the legal battle doesn't fall on him anymore. I know, I understand that. Unless they start going after him personally. There is already court cases in the works to do that, so, you know, they're a step ahead. The only other thing that these senators could actually come up with that shed Microsoft in a bad light was back in 2014 when 38 of Microsoft's temporary workers in the quality assurance sector actually successfully created a union for themselves. The bad thing was that apparently Microsoft terminated them all 2 years later. Legally, you cannot mass terminate people for active unionization. I understand why that looks bad. If you do about 3 minutes of Googling, you'll actually see this story pop up. And you'll see that Microsoft didn't terminate them. They were temporary workers that were actually employed by Lionbridge, which is a temporary agency that does quality assurance testing. That was literally their job. They were contracted by Microsoft to do the work. These people made the union, that's all fine. The thing is, the union was made for employees at Lionbridge, not at Microsoft. Lionbridge fired them, not Microsoft. It had nothing to do with Microsoft. The only connection they had with Microsoft was that they worked there for a while. So it seems that these senators' assistants, because let's face it, these senators didn't actually do their own research because they don't even know how to use a computer, most of them. It seems that they didn't do their homework. Under each page of the letter is links for all the stories where they've actually got these references from. If you actually read them for more than 5 minutes, all this information's there. They just chose to ignore it in the letter to make Microsoft seem like the bad person. And yes, they're a massive company. They've done some things that are not good, but they're better than what Activision and Blizzard have done in the past. The only other thing I can possibly state is go on Twitter for 10 minutes. Find people that actually work at Activision Blizzard and see what they've said when this was announced that they'll being bought out by Microsoft. Because none of it is negative. They are all really excited to be a part of the Microsoft family. They're all really excited to have somebody in charge that will actually do well by them. They are excited to get rid of Bobby Kotick. And it goes 2 ways. Microsoft employees are happy to work with them as well. There is not one drench of negativity on Twitter about this. Politicians have just got to stick their nose out of things, because the only thing that I can think of that would make them want to do something like this is literally that they either have friends or family that have shares in Activision Blizzard and don't want to see them change or anything like that, or it's some political reason just to make themselves look good, which they're doing the wrong thing about this because it's making them look like idiots. And that's all we have time for today. Don't forget to smash every button on the screen. I'll see you next time.